Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Qur'an girl here. Believe it or not, this is the third time I'm actually recording this. Just not happy with my recording today. Let's try it a third time. I will try and fit all this information today into just 10 minutes if possible. So I'm going to just get going because what I want to do is tie in everything that we've done so far, the Makhaarij with the Sifaat. So let's get going. For Hamza, it's from the deep throat, which is the Aqsa al-Halq, and we have Jahar, Shidda, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. For Alif Maddiya, it comes from the Jawf, and that has Jahar, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. For Ba, it comes from Shafatan, and that's the lips. Jahar, Shidda, Istifal, Infitah, Ithlaq, and Qalqala are its Sifat. Then we have Ta, which comes from Tarf Lisan hitting the hard palate, and Ta has Hams, Shidda, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. And we have Tha, which is the tongue's tip, Tarf Lisan hitting the front incisors, and that is Hams, Shidda, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. Then we have Jim, which is the Wast Lisan hitting the hard palate, and we have Jahar, Shidda, Istifal, Infitah, Ismat, and Qalqala. Then we have Ha, which is from the middle throat, Wast al-Halq, which has Hams, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. Then we have Kha, which is the Adna al-Halq, and then we have Hams, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. We have Dal, which is the Tarf al-Lisan hitting the hard palate, and for that we have Jahar, Shidda, Istifal, Infitah, Ismat, and Qalqala. For Dhal, which is the Tarf al-Lisan with the front incisors, we have Jahar, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. For Ra, we have the tip of the tongue, the upper tip, Ra's al-Lisan hitting the hard palate, and the Sifat are Jahar, Tawassut, Istifal, Infitah, Ithlaq. Then we have Za, which is Tarf al-Lisan hitting in between and with the top and bottom teeth, Za, and that has Jahar, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, Ismat, and Safir. Then we have Sin, which is also the tip of the tongue, the Tarf al-Lisan with the top and bottom teeth, Za, and Sa. Sa has Hams, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, Ismat, and Safir. Then we have Sheen, middle tongue, Wast al-Lisan with the hard palate, and that has Hams, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, Ismat, and Tafashi. Sad is between the tip of the tongue, Tarf al-Lisan, and the top and the bottom teeth, Os. And that has Jahar, Rakhawa, Isti'la, Itbaq, Ismat, and Safir. Then we have Dad, which is the tip of the tongue, Tarf al-Lisan. Dad is the edges of the tongue, Hafat al-Lisan. And for Dad, there's Jahar, Rakhawa, Isti'la, Itbaq, Ismat, and Istitala. We have Ta, which is the upper tip, the Tarf al-Lisan with the hard palate, At, which has Jahar, Shidda, Isti'la, Itbaq, Ismat, and Qalqala. Dha is Tarf al-Lisan hitting the front incisors again. That has Jahar, Rakhawa, Isti'la, Itbaq, and Ismat. Ain, which is Wast al-Halq, which is the middle of the throat, has Jahar, Tawassut, Istifal, Infitah, and Ismat. Ghain, which is the upper throat, Adna al-Halq, has Jahar, Rakhawa, Isti'la, Infitah, and Ismat. Fa is the lips and front incisors. Fa has Hams, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, and Ithlaq. Qaf and Kaf both have the deep tongue, but Qaf is hitting the hard and soft palate. The Aqsa al-Lisan is hitting the hard and soft palate, and it has Hams, Rakhawa, Istifal, Infitah, and Ithlaq. Wrong. It has Jahar, شدة, استعلاء, انفتاح, and الإسمات, and قلقلة. Whereas كاف is the أقصى اللسان and the soft palate, and it has همس, شدة, استفال, انفتاح, and إسمات. لام is between the edge of the tongue, so that's حافة اللسان with the gums. It has جهر, توسط, استفال, انفتاح, إثلاق, and انحراف. ميم is شفتان with غنة. It has جهر, توسط, استفال, انفتاح, إثلاق, and غنة. نون is the طرف اللسان with the hard palate with غنة. It has جهر, توسط, استفال, انفتاح, and إثلاق, and غنة. And ها comes from أقصى اللسان, and it has همس, رخاوة, استفال, انفتاح, and إسمات. Then we go to wow. The wow that comes from the jawf has جهر, رخاوة, استفال, انفتاح, and إسمات. And it is also known as a lean letter, right? And the one that sounds like an ow. Or if you have something like ay, it also comes from the jawf, the ya, that comes from the jawf, and that is also known as a lean letter. And that would have جهر, رخاوة, استفال, انفتاح, and إسمات. If you're looking at the wow maddiya, then that comes from the jawf, whereas the other wow, which sounds like ow, which is the lean wow, that one comes from the lips. And same with ya. If you're talking about the ya that comes from the jawf, that one is a maddiya ya. But if you're talking about the one that comes from the middle tongue and the hard palate, ay, that's known as the lean letter, right? And that has جهر, رخاوة, استفال, انفتاح, and إسمات. Now the thing about all of these, it just sounds like a mumble jumble of everything put together, a whole review of all the letters, where they come from, their articulation points of makharij, and all their sifat. Whether it's jahar or what's the opposite of jahar? Hams. Hams is airflow, jahar is holding the air back. Rakhawa, which is the ease of flow, versus shidda, the strength, and tawassut being in between. Isti'la, which is the tongue, back of the tongue raising, versus istifal, the back of the tongue being down. Itbaq, which is the sound, versus infitah, which is open sound. Alright? Ismat versus ithlaq. Ithlaq using the dhilq of the tongue, the tip of the tongue with the tip, the point of the inside of the mouth, right? The tarf of the tongue with the dhilq of the shafatan. The opposite of that being ismat. And istitala if it's for dad, tafashi if it's for sin, sheen, and za. Tafashi if it's for sheen, and safir if it's for sin, za, and sa. And then we have qalqala, which is qutub, jad. And then if you remember, the best way to remember all of these is with mnemonics. فحث شخص سكت is the one that you use for knowing all the hams letters. All the other ones are jahar. Then we had ajid, qatin, bakat, which is for shidda, and lin umar was for tawassut, and then all the rest are rakhawa. And then we had khussa, ضغط, قذ for isti'la, also known as tafkhim. And then we have fir, man, lab, which was for the idlaq. And we had qutub jad for qalqala. So that is the composition. Now, why do you need to know all of these? Well, it's simple. For example, when you review, and let's say you've written down everything that I've listed. When I have this all written down, I'm looking and I say, wait a minute. So the letters tha and the and the all are using the طرف اللسان with the incisors. The, the. So they're all have the same makharij point, the same articulation point, the same source. So what's happening here, when you look at the sifat, they're different. For example, for tha has hams, right? Whereas, what was the other one? The other ones we're comparing it to the has jahar, and Allah has jahar. So then what's the difference between the and the? When you look at those, the has rakhawa, so has the has rakhawa too, but the has istifal, whereas the has isti'la. So that's how you're pronouncing it different. The has itbaq, the, and the has infitah. So that's how you can tell the difference. There's others like that. For example, ta, dhal, and ta. Ta, tha, and ta. They have similarities. They all come from the same Makhaarij al-Halq. So do, both the letters that come from Aqsa al-Halq, Adna al-Halq, Wast al-Halq, or there are some letters that are like, let's see, what was the other example? Ain and Ha, yeah, we did that. There's Za, Sin, and Sad, the three ones that have Safir. And all three of them are using the tip of the tongue with the front incisors. So in all of these cases, it's important to know not only the articulation point, but also where it's coming from, so that you're able to pronounce the letters perfectly when you are reciting. Inshallah, hopefully this review was helpful and you'll be able to use it for your exams, and hopefully we will continue with our review and go on to the next step, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.